Hello, it's me, Steady Eddie from the YouTube. Last week I released a Magplar build video. It was a Rangeplar build, and I really like it, but I didn't have any gameplay in the build video, and I wanted to do another video with gameplay. Now, I'm kind of annoyed because I got a lot of good fights on this build, and I forgot to record any of them. However, I have recorded some fights, and I'm not going to sit here and say they're the greatest fights of all time, but I think they showcase the capabilities of this build. I think that they showcase what the build can and can't do, and I think they are more common fights. You know, why am I going to show you the sort of 1 in 10 fights that I get into that are like sick outnumbered PvP, 1vx, 2vx, whatever? Why don't I show you just a regular fight that we survive and we do well and we play our cards right, and it shows the sort of advantages and disadvantages of the build, and sort of commentate and narrate, you know, what I'm thinking and what's going on in it. So yeah, this is the first fight. This is like a big group fight, and this is the kind of fight that's honestly brought me back to playing ESO, because now that the servers mostly work, there is a bit of lag and bugginess in this video, which you'll see. You get these sort of manic fights where there's 3 factions and everyone's warring, and it's quite fun. So let's just get into it. So I start off, we're in the keep, as you can see. I'm just sort of tagging people, seeing what happens. This build has no snare removal, or snare immunity, sorry. So that guy was using the bow snare, and I just realized I had to get away with mist. I come over here, I realized I had my buffs down because I didn't realize these guys were behind me. So I just missed away quickly to get my buffs up and sort myself out. I'm trying to kill this guy. He's quite tanky. I take a little look around to see if anyone's coming. I see that my friends over here have killed someone, but they're rezzing, so I try to stop the res. I don't get there in time. I think maybe this guy's probably squishy because he died before, so I quickly re-put him down. Dead again. Then I turn back around to this DK, who's very tanky and is actually playing very well. I didn't see that he had his shield ult up, and I accidentally dark flared and it came back at me, but it's okay. I saw it just in time and I blocked it. And then the shield ult goes down. I start going into him. This guy's tab targeted. I tab target people that I know are squishy, and I know I can turn around and kill quite quickly. I see this guy doesn't have any buffs up, isn't really like healing or anything, so I think this is probably going to be a quick kill. I turn my attention. I hit him with the meteor, I hit him with the radiant, they're dead. I turn back around, there's 2 DKs now. I know that this guy right here, I bug out here. I'm actually CC'd, but I don't realize, so I'm bugged out and trying to hit skills, but the CC animation isn't showing. I don't think it was lag, actually. I go for Abstract over here, who's actually a good friend, and I didn't realize it was him, but since it's a good friend, I have to give him the teabag. So I come over here, I start teabagging. It's essential. You see someone you know, you accidentally, I didn't see that it was him. He's actually a very good player. I think he just got caught out, was maybe coming over to say hi, but I killed him without thinking. I'm sorry, Abstract, but you know, it happens. I come over back to this DK. This DK is playing very well. They're incredibly tanky, and I think they're a good player. I go into my friends. I have to whisper Abstract and say, sorry, Abstract, I didn't mean to kill you. Didn't realize it was you. It's essential. It's essential you do this. This is a good part of the gameplay. I come back over here. This DK is still here. They're still incredibly tanky. They're a good player. They're playing their cards right. We're all, you know, I'm in a group with 3 strong players here, so that's right. I'm calling myself strong. So props to them for doing it. I think no, they get away here. They get the cross healing in just in time. DC Army has showed up. DC Army. But that's okay. We get the quick kill there. The meteor into the javelin, guaranteed hit them with the 9k meteor. I just missed form back over here because I don't know how many reds are behind me, and I just wanted to make sure I was in safety because my buffs were going down. This guy gets killed. We're kind of 3v1ing, picking our targets right. Abstract had whispered me back saying Christmas is cancelled. That's fine. Just popping some reds off as they come in. DC Army's here now. We realise DC Army is here and we're saved from the relentless red and yellow Zergs. We go in and finish off the reds here. That person explodes. And then we realise maybe we should get out, try find, you know, DC Army's here. We're protected. Let's find another fight. I think I go AFK here. I think I just have a drink of water or something. And then someone attacks me. The reds have reappeared again. In the time I was drinking water for 2 seconds, the reds have reappeared. I see that this guy's weak. They're not keeping their buffs up. They go around the corner and line of sight my dark flare. That's fine. There's this person over here, which we just keep getting sort of quick kills here and there. This person is one of the DKs we were fighting earlier that we ended up killing. They've come back out. They must have rezzed somewhere. They kind of run away very quickly. They run outside, and I think let's go outside. Screw it. Let's go outside. There's probably people here, considering DC Army is inside. And there's a few reds here. I see this person has 23k health. I think that's a quick kill, so I go straight for them. I always tap target. It's actually quite useful just for singling out targets, especially on this build where you know, it's a single target range build. It's good for singling people out. I keep the buffs here. I come under quite a lot of pressure. Did I come under pressure already? I think I did. And I sort of managed my buffs. This person's rezzing. They have really low health. I just quickly kill them. As you can see, I do have quite a lot of burst as well as quite a lot of pressure. I think people just don't realize that it can hit quite hard. Quick 7k tick on the Radiant there. Kind of stupid, absolutely bizarre skill, so ridiculous damage, and that's kind of it, I'm pretty sure. And there I save the clip. So yeah, I think that's a decent fight. I think it showcases sort of how you can catch people off guard. I think it showcases targeting the correct person, making sure you look around, look at the health bars, look at who's got their buffs up and not. It also showcases over here, which I wanted to highlight. I think I come under quite a lot of pressure here, and Mistform kind of saves me. And Mistform is really clutch on this build. You look at my health bar here. Hopefully the little bar at the bottom goes away. I'm coming under quite a lot of pressure, but I stay calm. I spam my Honor the Dead. You can see my health is bouncy up and down. I Mistform away. This is why playing in a group is kind of essential on this build. If I wasn't in a group then, I think I would have been dead, because they would have kept the pressure on me. Instead, my two friends come along and they take the pressure off of me. And I was able to sort of utilize Mist, and I'm always aware of where my friends are with this build. I'm always aware of where they are, and you should always be aware of where your team is, as well as the enemies, because where your team is, you're going to line of sight based off of that. I knew in that moment I needed to Mistform sort of behind my team to this rock. This was the best place I could have gone, because as you can see down here, my friendly's just behind me, and I knew they would start taking the pressure if I managed to sort of get, behind this cluster of trees over here. So that was well played. I thought that was a decent little sort of just a showcase of what's fun in ESO right now. So the next fight, this is kind of shorter. As you can see, I'm rolling up on, is this Nickel, I think? I see this person there's a lot of yellows. I didn't realize there was a lot of yellows. I saw that person has like 22k health, so I tab target them. Again, I'm always tab targeting. Tab targeting isn't just, it doesn't really do anything in terms of, it does a little bit, sorry, in terms of like, sorry, I'm just going to pause it for a moment. Tab targeting does a little bit in terms of like making sure your abilities hit the right player. I think maybe I don't know. I think they've changed it so it does like a tiny bit of like, I don't know, it favors the person you've tab targeted, but that doesn't really guarantee anything. But I find it good, one, so that I either tab target someone that I know will be an easy target, or I tab target someone who is really, really tanky and you won't be able to kill. So you always know, if there's a cluster of people and one of them's just like a 50k health tank, often I will tab target them to remind myself that they're the tank and to not go for them because they're just not doing anything. Or the healer. I will tab target the healer. Either because in some situations it's easier to sort of kill the healer before the others, but in other situations it's easier to kill the others around the healer. It depends on the sort of group setup that you're playing against. So there's different uses for tab targeting. It's also useful to keep track of where a group is. Sometimes if you're line of sighting quite a lot, the group runs away without you realizing, and just having that sort of tab target there means that you keep track of where the group roughly is. I think it's a really underrated tool that I don't see people use enough, to be honest. So yeah, then the big group turns around on me. I realize, fuck this, I just have to get away. I think this is this clip isn't that great. I'll be honest, this clip isn't that great, but I think it's a really good example of managing a fight and abusing the hell out of Mist. So there, as you see, literally every single one has chased me. Look at this shit. They all are here. So I realize I can't fight. One, I can't fight in an enclosed space. But two, I'm not going to be able to fight that many people anywhere. So I just start mistforming. Mistforming is really cheap. It's 33% extra magicka cost if you misform like in a row like that, but it's still super cheap. So what I realize I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to keep running until I whittle down the group enough. So here I misform again away. I see that this Nightblade is on their own and they're super squishy and they're not keeping their defensive buffs up. So I go for the quick kill and I get it luckily. My buffs are down. This is something that you can do here. So I realize you can't see because this stupid bar at the bottom, but I wanted to be able to pause and go back and show you things. Also, very funny, 12.2k radiant oppression tick. Anyway, I realized that my buffs have gone down. I realized that my resistance buff has gone down and that my living dark is down. I don't use add-ons for this. I have always just used the in-game timer. Before the in-game timer, I didn't even use add-ons. I just knew. But don't be afraid to take the add-ons to take the help that you need. It's really dumb. Everyone's going to be utilizing that. Don't get on your high horse and say, I'm not going to use them because I don't think I need. Just use them. You're putting yourself at a purposeful disadvantage. And yes, I think they're not necessarily healthy for the game, but don't be on your high horse. There's no point. This game is not necessarily a competitive game at a high level. Just do what you can do to get the advantage. Anyway, regardless of that, I realize my buffs are down. So what am I going to do? I'm going to misform away, and then I'm going to roll immediately and get a heal up, do what I need to do. Misforming into either a block or a roll based on sort of the situation that you're in, and then either getting your buffs up or whatever it is you need to do. I go into the shield ult because I'm under a lot of pressure and I still haven't been able to get my rune up because I had to prioritize healing because I was on such low health. So I decided to put my shield ult up to get enough pressure on me that I'm able to sort of buff up and do what I need to do. So I'm still healing. There's still quite a lot on me and I'm still taking quite a lot of pressure. If I was in a better situation, I could have shield ulted and gone onto the offensive. When there's quite a few people, sometimes you can shield ult, and especially if they're ranged and they don't realize what shield ult does, they're a bit bad. Sometimes they almost kill themselves and all you have to do is radiant them. The reason that you can use shield ult offensively sometimes, especially with this build, when you're outnumbered. And I think it's just good, especially because you've got Balorgs as well, so you're actually getting you're still getting the Balorgs buff even when you use shield ult. It's a super useful tool. Anyway, I realize now that the pressure is kind of off me and there's only 3 people left. One of them runs away. So then I realize it's literally just a 1v2. I kill this guy and then I kill this guy. They've been thirsting so hard and they're not particularly strong players. And I think they didn't realize. I think this guy's a little bit better. But he was thirsting and didn't realize he didn't have his defensive buffs up, didn't realize his friends had left him. So yeah, I don't think this is like, an insane one. It's not a 1v20, but 20 people initially were following me, and I played my cards right in a way that I'm the one that's left alive. That I stayed alive throughout the fight. I whittled down their numbers. I couldn't have taken an open world 1v6 or 1v5. I whittled it down until there were none left. I only got 3 kills in that whole sequence, but it went from... Oh, my bad. I hope there were no doxers on that page. We'll find out. We'll edit it out. There's doxers. But it went from there being that many people to 3 people. And I think that's a good example of abusing mistform in the current state it's in. Not that it's good, but I don't think it's necessarily OP, but it can be utilized. And also managing my resources, managing everything that needs to be managed. So I just thought that's a good fight. I thought that's a good fight. Good, strong example of the fights. This is the last one. This is a weak fight. I'm not going to lie. But again, let's not play it down. It's not a weak fight. I think it's a good fight. But again, for the same reason that the last fight was a good fight. It's just a good example of managing the fight and taking the correct decisions to stay alive. This doesn't end in like a sick, I've finished everyone off type thing, but I think it's a good fight. It starts, what I meant to clip was this specific kill, but then I realized I got into a fight afterwards that lasted about 5 minutes, so I didn't actually get to clip this whole fight. This guy chased me for quite a while, and then I killed him in sort of one fell swoop, but you can just see the kill at the end here. Just imagine he's been chasing me for about 5 minutes, and I get a nice little smackdown like that. 10.7k meteor, very nice. This person doesn't know I'm behind him. They don't really know what's going on. So I get the quick kill there. Then I realize there's quite a few people down here, 3 or 4 I think. I think there's 2 people in stealth. I start attacking from up here. This person doesn't realize they're being attacked. They're on really low health, but they're just out of range, so I jump down, get the radiant. They should have healed in that time, to be honest. This person does meteor. So here was kind of annoying. I was hitting mistform, but it was kind of taking a while. I wanted to mistform. Mistform's the best mitigation for meteor. If you have mistform, always use it when you're getting meteored, because people tend to use an unblockable CC when they're using meteor, so you can't block whatever they're doing, and if you roll, you're going to get hit by... In the same way that I'm using javelin with meteor to guarantee a hit, CC immunity is the only way to mitigate getting hit by the meteor, having CC immunity and blocking. So I use mistform whenever I'm getting meteored because it's a guaranteed mitigation of whatever burst they're trying to do. The only time I don't do that is in 1v1 situations, because mistforming 1v1 is kind of cringe. So yeah, I was actually trying to misform the meteor there, but I don't get it in time, but that's fine. I don't get hit anyway. They weren't using any unblockable CC. Someone comes in, I decide to get my buffs up. Now with the range build, what I'm doing, I'm sitting inside my cleanse, I'm sitting inside my rune, I'm taking all the healing I can get, and I'm waiting for them to come to me. This isn't a good place to fight with my build inside, because I don't have the advantage there. This person actually has loads of damage, and I didn't realize that, and they sort of keep just going in stealth every time I look at them, so that's why I'm sort of peeping out the building and then going back inside. This person comes back for me. I know that this other person is in stealth with their bow, so I'm being careful. They're a warden. I don't know why they've got a stealth bow build, but it is what it is. These two are kind of annoying because they just keep running away every time I attack them. This person comes along. I think maybe this is the person I can actually get a kill on. This is me in the future after I started editing. I do something really wrong here, which I failed to mention. I meteor someone at full health. So here I hit meteor. They're at full health. They have 36k max health, or I think even more. I think they have 40k max health. Even if they have lower max health, never meteor at full health. They'll immediately go defensive. They'll mitigate, even if you hit the meteor, they're only going to be at half health or something. You need to meteor when they're at you need to start the meteor when they're at half health, because they won't heal in time before you hit the javelin. And then the meteor hits and you go straight into the radiant. This is the most useless meteor of all time. He just blocks it. It was really dumb. I don't know why I did it. But yeah, never meteor someone at full health. Even if they have 22k health, you're only going to hit them for like 10k max. And then they're at 10k health, 50% of their HP. I don't know, it's just pointless, so I just wanted to point that out quickly. Something that I also do is this person's taking my focus, but I'm very aware the others are there, and what I'm thinking is maybe I can make the others think that I'm just fighting this person and then turn around and kill them quickly. So I fight that guy for a tiny bit, and then I turn around and try to go for these guys again, but again they just run away. So I take this guy further in, and I think I'm going to have to finish this guy 1v1 before I go fight the other two. But they are incredibly tanky. They're just trying to... I don't know what they're doing. They're just bashing and bashing. I think they're trying to bash my Dark Flare, but it's kind of dumb because, you know, you can only... I don't know, it's kind of weird. Then I realise he's just too tanky, so I go for someone up here. There's 5 of them down there. I'm just trying to make them chase me. I really want them to chase me. So I'm just... trying to hit them. Someone hits their Destro ult up there. I don't know. They don't really know what's going on. But there is 5 of them. What I'm trying to do here, which is kind of dumb, this is where I went wrong with the fight. I come up here and I see these two coming. Oh, sorry, no, I don't. I think they're going to chase me after the resource is taken. So what I want to do is I want them to chase me, and then I run back. And I run off the thing. I make it look like I'm coming downstairs to fight them. I see that they've taken the resource. And what I want to happen is that they come up and they realize I'm down here. And the reason I do that is because with the range plar, it's a lot easier to fight them sort of a bit more out in the open. So I come down here and I want them to come up and sort of jump down. And maybe I can get some kills when they fall off here. I'm thinking way too far ahead, to be honest. And it doesn't work out because they just kind of run away and they don't want to take the fight, which is disappointing. Now, I can't remember if this is the end of the clip. I forgot to watch this back before I started narrating it, but let's just skip ahead a little bit. Does someone come along? Right, so some people come along. Let's just watch and see what happens because I actually can't remember. So I just start taking the resource again because I think that means they will come back. Then I realize there's a guy here. Guards have insane debuffs. If you get stabs, pierce, pokes by the sort of DK looking type guards, that's a 30% damage taken debuff that you have. 30%. It's insane. So it doesn't matter if the person that's on the resource is crap. I always, get rid of the guards before I fight them because I hate fighting with a 30% extra damage taken debuff. So I kill these guys. This other guy, I don't know where they are, but I assume they'll show up. This build is terrible for taking resources because it's all single target, so it's really slow to kill all the guards. So I was kind of annoyed that I had to do it all again after those people came, but it is what it is. So we're just killing these guards. Does this guy come back? I don't know if this guy comes back, and I don't know what's going on with this clip. You know what? I think I just forgot to clip and I wanted to get that kill at the start and the few kills that I did get. Yeah, no, nothing else happens. So an end to the fight that was disappointing. But I think, again, it showed how you can manage a fight. The damage that the build has, the sort of decisions that I'm taking to stay alive and to try and get other kills. This is probably the weakest of the 3 fights I've shown you. But again, I think it's I could upload these epic 1vx whatever that I have actually got some really good fights that I've just forgot to record because I get excited after I finish them. I get excited after I finish them, and then I forget to press record. I sort of go and get a glass of water to, cool down the adrenaline, and then I just completely forget to record them. And then I record some shit like this, which is just a terrible fight. But this is the majority of fights that you're going to have in Cyrodiil. The majority of fights that you have aren't going to be epic 1vx's, epic outnumbered fights, because outnumbered fights rely a lot on other players being bad. And I think that it's more honest of me to show you just regular fights, the kind of fights you'll get into consistently, and how I'm managing them, how I'm not dying, why I'm tanky, what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking ahead. These kind of things probably display the build and more realistically what it's like than not. So yeah, I don't think there's any more fights. I will just take a look. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been a useful video. I didn't want the video to be... I know it's just been me talking, but I hope it's been useful in some way, shape or form. It's actually... I'm departing my great knowledge of everything. And yeah, I'm just looking at my folder and there's no other fights I want to show you. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. See you later. Bye-bye.